Om Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishnaya. Welcome to the readings and reflections from the book Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, written by Swami Gambhiranandaji Maharaj. We are now in the chapter Swami Saradananda, page 231. In the beginning of 1920, during Swami Saradananda's stay in Benares, when the mother's going to Calcutta became imperative, she coolly said, "There can be no question of me going to Calcutta unless Sharat is there. To whom am I to go? While I am there, if Sharat happens to say, 'Mother, I am going out for a few days,' I shall say, 'Tarry a little, my son. Let me first step out from this place and then you can start.' Who but Sharat will bear my burden?" On another occasion, she said, "I can stay at that place so long as Sharat is there. After him, I don't see anyone who can shoulder my responsibility. Sharat can do so in every way. Sharat is my burden bearer." The hearer asked the mother, "Can't Maharaj, that is Swami Brahmananda, do so?" "No," replied the mother. "Rakhal is not of that temperament. He can't face troubles. He can do so intellectually or through someone. He is of a totally different makeup." The questioner pursued, "What about Baburam Maharaj, Swami Premananda?" "No," replied the mother, "not even he. But as a matter of fact, he is running the Belur Mutt," replied the hearer. "Let it be so," replied the mother. "Think of the responsibilities for a woman. He can make inquiries from a distance." On another day, she said, "It is extremely difficult, my child, to stand up against my heavy pressure. Nobody excepting Sharat will be able to shoulder my burden." A devotee from Ranchi came and told the mother, "I have come to take you to Ranchi for some days. The fixing up of a house and other things have been arranged for." "Does Sharat know?" inquired she. "No," replied the devotee. "Then there can be no going for me," clinched she. "Sharat came and returned disappointed. Let me go to Calcutta first. If he advises, then this will be considered." "But mother," pleaded the devotee, "we have already made the arrangements." The mother answered, "Why did you arrange without informing me first?" When the devotee had left, she said, "Look here, my child, people think it is very easy to take me. They know only sensation mongering. On another occasion, they printed leaflets that I would go to Dhaka, though I knew nothing of it. They can serve me for a couple of days or so. Is it easy to assume my responsibility? I have yet to see anyone except Sharat who can bear that burden. He is my Vasuki, the mythological serpent. What a lot of work he is doing by spreading his 1,000 hoods. Wherever there is any rainfall, he spreads his umbrella to protect me." Sri Surendra Majumdar once approached the mother with his brother Saurendranath Majumdar for initiation. As the mother was ill, she asked them to come a few days later. But finding Surendra inflexible, she said, "Go to Sarat. It will be as he advises. The devotee still expostulated. We don't know anybody else. It is to you that we have come, and you must grant us this. What do you mean? Said the mother in reply. Sharat is my crest jewel. It shall be as he will decide. The mother spoke with such emphasis that the devotee found no way out but to obey, and hence they approached Swami Saradananda for his approval. But he too argued that it was impossible to arrange for initiation so long as the mother was in ill health. Then the devotees related the whole incident, on hearing which the Swami kept silent for a while and then said, You say that the mother spoke thus? Well, you come prepared on such a day. Though Swami Saradananda received so much honor from one whom he considered the sheet anchor of his life, yet he was never proud. He was then writing his masterpiece, the Sri Sri Ramakrishna Leela Prasanga, with the proceeds of which he hoped to liquidate the debt he had incurred. One day, as he opened his papers to begin the daily work, a devotee came and prostrated himself before him. The Swami looked up and inquired with an amused smile, Why this ceremonious salute of yours? The devotee replied, How you talk, sir? Whom else shall I salute if not you? Humility incarnate, as the Swami was, he replied, I also implore and wait for her favor by whom you have been blessed. She can even at this moment seat you here in my place if she so desires. The Swami considered himself a mere doorkeeper at the mother's house. But this self imposed duty was not always a pleasant one. One summer noon, Sri Surendranath Roy, a devotee from Barishal, walked from his residence on Harrison Road to the mother's house, a distance of about 3 miles, and arrived there just when the mother had come in and was taking rest. Though Surendra was tired and wet with perspiration, he was so eager to see the mother that he tried to walk straight up the stairs without waiting for formalities. But there stood Swami Saradananda, blocking the way and saying, I can't allow you to go to the mother's now. She has just returned and is tired. Is the mother a monopoly of yours? Blurted out the devotee in a fit of ill humor and walked up, pushing the Swami aside. But once in the mother's presence, he became penitent and thought, Bless God, that I may not meet him when going down. He related the whole incident to the mother, who consoled him, saying that neither could her children be really guilty, nor could her sons be offended. Still, he descended with trepidation and a guilty conscience to find to his dismay the Swami still there at his post. Surendra saluted him and begged to be forgiven for the offense. But Swami Saradananda embraced him warmly and said, What offense can there be? Can one see the mother unless one is so earnest? Within a few weeks after her arrival at the new house, the mother had an attack of chicken pox, middle of June 1909, for the treatment of which she was put under a priest at the Shitala temple in Bagbazar street. The Brahmin came every day and the mother bowed down before him after throwing the hem of her cloth round her neck like a devout lady and took the dust of his feet. One day, an attendant remonstrated that it ill fitted her to be so obsequious. Moreover, the Brahmin might as well be loose in character. The mother merely replied, The fact is that he is a Brahmin in spite of everything. One should have due respect for his robes. The master did not, in fact, come to destroy. When she recovered, she told Swami Shantananda, "My body is so weak that I can't undertake a fast. You do so on my behalf for Shitala's favor and offer worship to her." The Swami fasted as he was directed and worshipped Shitala near Chitpur. So, welcome, devotees and friends, for the 58th week of the readings and reflections on the life of Holy Mother. Apologies in the beginning, exactly at 5:30 p.m. Irish time, I could not start because my computer got some type of technical stitch, and it was not giving the video. Though it was telling that internet was connected, it could not give the video open. So Swami Purnananda helped me by giving his computer, and it's now working. I hope all of you are able to see me. Today's passages that came for our reading is interesting. It shows or throws great light on the singular character of Swami Sardananda. How he was so humbled, though being great in his own way. And it shows that how Holy Mother was so loving to him and depended on him. The words she has used for Swami Sardananda, something remarkable. At one time in Banaras, she says that I can stay at the place so long Sarat is there. If Sarat is going to Calcutta, then I will also move to Calcutta. I won't be here in Banaras. Sarat's stay with her was very important. And then in another place, she says that why you did not tell me earlier? If you make arrangements for my stay, etc., you should have first told me, and I would have consulted Sarat. And Sarat, if he says yes, then that thing could have happened. So she refused even going to Dhaka because Sarat was not told. Likewise, he gives, the author, the Swami Gambhirananji, gives two more incidents how the devotees come and wanted to salute the mother. If they wanted to go up, most of you have seen Udbodhan, this is Mayarbadi, and there, when you enter, take a left turn, and there, if you go straight, there's a small stairs where you can go to the first floor and see the mother's shrine. And if you take a left turn, not going up, then the first room was the room where Swami Sardananda used to stay. He used to sit there. And there he had a seat, and he used to sit on the floor on a seat. And then there was a desk before him. On the desk, he would keep his diary, and he would write the book Sri Sri Ramakrishna Leela Prasanga. That is Sri Ramakrishna, the Great Master in English. That book he used to write. We have already seen why he undertook that great project of writing Sri Ramakrishna's life, because he was indebted. He had to pay the debt back. So he thought, I will write the book and sell it so that Holy Mother can be comfortably accommodated in this house. That's why the plot of land was purchased and the house was constructed, etc., etc. So that place, he was there, and he could be a doorkeeper. Himself used to consider, I am the doorkeeper. It is something very interesting that having all the powers of whether to allow a person to meet mother or not, and unless he allows, mother is not going to see the person. Still, he was so humble. And if any devotee has gone straight away to Holy Mother and then met her, disregarding his advice, that is what happened to one Surendranath. He simply walked up all the way from Harrison Road to, to Bagbazar. But then this man, he did not like Saradananda. He said, simply brushed him aside and he went straight. But Saradanji told him, Mother has just returned. Just wait. She's tired. She can't meet you now and discuss, etc. So allow some time for her to take rest. But he didn't hear. He straight away went. But his conscience was pricking. How can I disregarded the Swami and come here to Mother? And he told Mother everything. And Mother, of course, she is in another level. See, whether a Swami or a devotee, both of them, there cannot be any offense by anybody. She did not consider Saradananda as that he made something wrong in telling the devotee that I would not allow you to meet Mother. Neither he considered this devotee who disregarded Saradananda and came to meet her. So it is, but this gentleman, he was feeling very guilty. So when he came back, and he was even praying in his mind that let me not see this person again. So he came down, but Saradananda was there in his post. Now he apologized to him. See, I could not understand. I just pushed away and then went up and then met the Mother, etc. And he told him what Mother told, etc. Then Saradananda's reply, you see, how humble he is. What offense can there be? Just imagine in our life, if anybody disregards, if anybody dishonors, will you be able to condone that? Will you be able to say, okay, it's all right, don't worry. It's all right. Can we say that? If somebody comes and does a specific harm to you, bringing bad name to you by believing rumors, and then you hear about that, what is your attitude towards him? You would not even like to see that person. Not about talking to him and having some adjustment, etc. You would not even look at him. I have seen some people like that. They would not even look. And they come and say namaste. The person is turning his face and walking away. I have seen this with my own eyes. So even the namaste you are not able to reply. Such is the harsh reality of the world. But here Saradananda, what he says, what offense can that be? Can one see the Mother unless one is so earnest? You see, you push me away. That is not a crime. That is not anything hurt feeling I have. But rather I appreciate your eagerness to go. Even pushing me, at that time Saradananda was quite fat, Even pushing me away, you went. That shows your earnestness. How wonderful your earnestness. He's appreciating him instead of getting that feeling of hurt. We are like that. Can we emulate Swami Saradananda in our daily life? How many times we get hurt? Whether it was willingly we are hurt or not, we do not know. That is, intentionally anybody hurts or not, we do not know. Still, even unintentional hurt, when it comes to us, we become very, very stranger. And then we take vengeance on the person. Creating vengeance. It is there from ancient Puranic time. You see that taking vengeance on everyone. And that vengeance creates further karma. And that karma creates further phala, that is the fruits of the karma. And to experience the sufferings of those karma, again you are getting into another karma at some place. So unless we stop the vengeance, it will be going on. And that's how it is going on and on and on. You see? So it is very interesting to see that how we ourselves are creating these karmic effects on us by taking vengeance on that person. Because he dishonored me at some point of time, So that person's vengeance against him is still nourished in your heart. So, and these are the sterling qualities of Saradananda. Holy Mother was able to understand and make way for Saradanandas, and she insisted, Sharat must be with me. And she says, it is extremely difficult, my child, to stand up against my heavy pressure. Nobody excepting Sharat will be able to shoulder my burden. How many times she has certified like that? When others come and tell her that I can take your burden, no, you can't take the burden. The Divine Mother has come in the form of Sarada. Is it easy? And you can remember the first day when Sharat as a young boy came to Sri Ramakrishna, and how Sri Ramakrishna measured by going and sitting on his lap and telling smilingly, just I wanted to test how much you can bear. And that burden bearer, Swami Saradananda, he became. And he proved it. Meticulously, he could think of the arrangements for Holy Mother. And Mother says that, you see, that how everywhere she says, what the people, if they take me without Sara's permission, how much they can take care of me? So she was talking about the Dhaka devotees. She was, they can serve me for a couple of days or so. Okay, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, you can serve. Is it easy to assume my responsibility? She's asking. So she knows what are the things to be attended to. And she says, I have yet to see anyone except Sharat who can bear the burden. It is a great burden, you know. Even as Swamis, we used to go to, in South Africa, I've seen, we used to go to different centers. You know, we have 7 centers there. So I used to go for giving talks and meeting the devotees there. So when I go there, it was the officials of the headquarters, that is Durban Center, they used to find out how the branch center has made arrangements for me. Such meticulous arrangements have to be done. A Swami is coming to your place and you would not keep proper things. And when I am speaking, next to me there should be a warm water. Have you kept warm water? They would ask the officials of the branch center. Have you made arrangements for water? Have you made arrangements? Everything okay? Even a list of items that you eat, I don't eat, that also will be sent to them, so that they know what is expected of them. And which devotee is going to take from which point to another point. And from another point, which devotee is coming with his car to pick me up. Meticulously worked out. During Navaratri time and during Krishnashtami, Ramnavami time, you know, these are the 3 occasions. It is a long celebration. So all the centers celebrate. So I had to go to all these places in 9 days or 8 days. So there must be arrangement made. And these specific arrangements ought to be seen. How difficult it is. I would thank them who has put that mind and made all the arrangements. So it is not easy. Every center has to bear the burden. So even for a normal, ordinary Swamis like us, they have to make so much arrangement and think of so much. Think of Holy Mother. And she says, I have yet to see anyone except Sharat who can bear the burden. He is my Vasuki. What a lot of work he is doing by spreading his 1,000 hoods. Wherever there is any rainfall, he spread his umbrella. If the rain comes suddenly and you are not having umbrella, she finds Sarat standing there with an umbrella and protecting from the rains. That much dependence on Sarat, Swami Saradananda. From his side, that wonderful type of devotion to Holy Mother that made him serve her. because he knows he is serving the Divine Mother who has come in the form of this Mother Sarada. So she says that he is my Vasuki. When I read this, I just remembered this Vasuki is a serpent. And in India or in many of the civilizations of the world, you see, serpent has got a special place. The serpents, what we see serpents in the world now, according to Mahabharata, there's 12 serpents were left out of the entire creation of serpents. Brahma created every being, every type of being. So serpents also came out. So the serpents came out from a couple. Kashyapa Rishi married 2 women and 1 woman was Kadru. So this Kadru's children were all Nagas. They were called Nagas. They were serpents. And the serpents increased a lot. They went on increasing their population, and everywhere you see, the serpents were there. And because they were ferocious, because they had poison in their mouth, if they bite somebody, they die. So they understood the power, and the humanity started fearing. A time was there, the serpents' problems became so bad. The chief of the serpents, that is, the first son of the serpent, name was Ananta. This Ananta was a great devotee of Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu accepts him as his bed. So when Mahavishnu goes into Yoga Nidra, as it is called, it's a sleep. It's not an ordinary sleep. Yoga Nidra. For sustenance of the universe, the planning is being done during Yoga Nidra. That Yoga Nidra time, he reclines himself on the serpent bed. And that serpent is called Adisesha. He also has got 1,000 hoods, 1,000 tongues. Every hood has got a tongue. So 1,000 tongues. So that Adisesha is that the first son. And second son, 1,000 sons were there to Kadru, all are snakes. Second son was Vasuki. Vasuki, unlike his elder brother, was very devoted to Lord Shiva. Now, the other snakes, and which increased their population, were so traumatic to the people, then all the people started praying to Lord Brahma. And even Devatas could not see the sight, what is happening on the earth. So they went and told Brahma what is happening. So Brahma said, oh, these serpents are doing like that. Okay, send Vasuki. Then Vasuki went and collected all the serpents together and advised them, see, because you have got a power, because you have got some strength superior to humans, you should not misuse that. Only when you are going to be attacked, you should use your power. Otherwise, why should you bite unnecessarily humans and make them die? This is very wrong. So he advised them. So for some time, they accepted his advice and became all right. But then their nature was such. That's what Kaliya said to Sri Krishna, Kaliya was one serpent. When Krishna said that, hey Kaliya, you are in Yamuna and you are spitting your poison and people here are dying. See the trees. None of the tree is green because of your poison that you are giving out. And the very air becomes poison. No trees is growing and no fruits are coming. No leaves are green. So you must be killed now. I am going to kill you. And then he said, oh Krishna, you are abusing me. You are going to kill me for the poison that I have. Well, tell me, who gave me the poison? Krishna was very happy. Because Kaliya understands, I am not doing this. The nature that I am in temperamentally is given by you. So you must make me free from the poison. Then I won't bite anybody. So Krishna is happy. Then he gives a boon to him. I won't kill you. Go and stay down underneath in the ocean. So he specifies a place for Kaliya. And Kaliya goes. So the serpents have great reverence in their civilization. You find that Vasuki, because he was so wonderful, and that serpent crowd was such, once Parikshit Maharaja, in Bhagavatam we see that actually the Mahabharata starts itself with the serpent story. The serpent Vaishampayanus tells the story of Janamejaya. There was a king, Janamejaya, who was the great grandson of Arjuna. He was the son of the last son of the Treta Yuga, that is, so Dwapara Yuga, that is Parikshit. So Parikshit was cursed by a Brahmin boy, a Rishi's boy, who cursed him that Takshak snake will come and bite him and he will die because of the Takshaka. Takshaka also is a brother of Sesha, that is Ananta, and Vasuki and Takshaka. So there were several brothers, I told you 1,000. So of them, a few names are known in the Puranas. So Takshaka was to bite. Now, the command has to be respected. People were bound by their words. If you have tapasya, if you have done penance, your word becomes true. What you say, that happens. So this Rishi Kumar, this young boy, he cursed. So Takshaka has to now undertake that job that has befallen on him. Whether he wanted or not, he did not want to go and bite Parikshit Maharaja. But then the tapasya power was there. The word has come out from that boy. So that has to be now accepted, to be honored. So Takshak was ready to bite Parikshit. When Parikshit heard that Takshaka is coming to bite him to death, then he made a big arrangement. He made a very big pool, and in the middle of the pool, a small mandap he made. And in that mandap he sat, so that no snake can come to him. And if at all a snake has to come, the Takshak has to come, he has to cross over this river bed, and then only he can reach him. So by that time, other people, his force is there, so they can see that and they can kill the snake. So that was the arrangement. But then, and he's sitting there thinking about his death. They say he was the only person who knew when the death would come. Otherwise, we do not know when the death will come to us. But Parikshit knew exactly 7 days ending, he will be dying. So he was thinking how to pass over this death. So the Bhagavatam, that great literature, of bhakti, that was told to him. So the whole story of Hari's Leela, that is Sri Vishnu's Leela, is told in Bhagavatam, one after another. So he hears that and finally understands that death is only to the body, not to the soul. The Atman which is inside the body, that is eternal. That has no death. He understands that. And then he gets moksha. So his son, Janamejaya, comes to power. Now, this Janamejaya met one rishi. So many rishis used to come to the kings. So one rishi also came as a guest. And the rishi, while talking to Janamejaya, he was telling his complete distress of a snake, because his father also got bitten by a snake and he died. So he was telling to Janamejaya, you see, the snakes have become really horrendous. They have become a problem. See, my father was killed. Janamejaya says, My father also was killed by a snake. How do we then both of them get enraged? And both of them get so much anger, and they both of them share each other's suffering that we lost our father because of the snake bite. Then Janameja asked, is there any way that I can take revenge on the snakes? Then the Rishi says, well, there is a method. There is a yajna. It is called Sarpa Satra. A yajna, a sacrifice for snakes. Only I know that. But you have to incur a lot of expenditure because you have to call many rishis. They all have to come and sit and witness this yajna. I will perform the yajna. What will be done in this yajna? I will call by my mantra power all the snakes wherever they are, whether in this universe or whether it's underneath or on the ups in the heavens. Wherever any type of snake is there, they must come and fall at the Agni, the fire that is blazing there, and they will die. So we can completely remove the snake population from this world. Are you ready to take revenge? Janamaja was waiting for that, as if he said, well, then he made the arrangement for that yajna to be undertaken. That yajna is such a terrible yajna. You see, in Brahma's creation, every jiva, every type of body, jivatma, when you say jivatma is different from the body that it holds. So any type of body it can be. The jivatma, spirit within that, these are all one. So the spirit, so that is different. So all the types of bodies are required to keep the ecology. How wonderful is it now? Present day ecology we are teaching to the students. There are courses in the colleges. And that ecology balance has to be maintained. If you remove one species from this world, if you remove, that is, human, by their willing, by their determination, they remove forcefully, then there is a disbalance created. On its own, if a species is gone, the balance is regained on its own. But willfully, if I create a destruction of a particular species, then a disbalance is created. And that we see in ecology everywhere. So many rishis who learned that Janamaja is going to do an operation, sacrifice, to kill all the snakes, they came and advised him, don't go for this. It is harmful. But then Janamaja was absolutely uncared for. He said, I must take revenge for my father's death. So the yajna started. So the rishis came and all sat. And they were all very sad that serpents are going to fall. And as the yajna proceeded, with all the power of the mantra being chanted by that friend rishi, what happened? They were stunned to look at one by one snakes started drawing into the fire and falling. There are millions and millions of snakes everywhere. Wherever they were, by the power of the mantra, they were being pulled and they were all falling down in the fire and get burnt completely. A massive hunt for the snakes by the mantra power. And those jivas are being killed willfully. How wonderful, Snakes have got their beauty. When a cobra raises its head and stands straight and spreads its head, there is a beauty in that. How many of us can undertake that to see the beauty? Many people cannot even look at a snake picture in the television. What not to see directly seeing a cobra. In Ranchi, in our ashram, we had cobras. So we would not kill the cobras. We'll allow them to go away into the forest. But then the cobras they are called nagas. They are kings families of snakes. There are different varieties of snakes, but the cobra is considered to be the highest form of jati in the snakes. So cobras are never killed. In India, any village you go where they see cobra, they would not kill. Unless it was so ferocious to attack you and that you, without any self-defense, you kill it. Otherwise, even if you kill, you have to do certain rituals for the peace of the cobra. So this was happening, and huge number of snakes are being falling into the fire. And the snake population got terribly afraid. And Vasuki saw that. All these 1,000 brothers had one sister. And that sister name was Manasa. In Eastern India, there is a divine form of, or anthropomorphic of the snake goddess. So she has got like any Devi form is there, but over her there is snakes. And then on her hands there are snakes. So she is a snake goddess. So this goddess Manasa, she is the sister of Vasuki and Ananta. That is Adisesha. Adisesha, Vasuki, they are all brothers. So they had a sister called Manasa. So they went to Manasa and told Manasa, what is happening? One day we will be also drawn by the power of this. We all will have to die. Stop this sacrifice. Manasa looked at her son, who was there next to her. His name was Ashita. Ashita Rishi. He was born to a father Rishi, that is human, and mother snake. So Manasa's husband was a father, a Rishi. So their child Ashita became extremely sattvika in nature. When he heard this news that a sacrifice is being done and snakes are being sacrificed, he was very, very upset about that. So he was very sad. He didn't know what to do. Then Manasa orders her son, go immediately, meet the king Janameja and stop somehow this sacrifice so that the rest of the snakes are saved. So Ashita takes the trip to Janameja, and Ashita comes and he talks to him. Hey Janameja, stop this. It is a massacre. This massacre is not called for. The result will be extremely difficult. You will not be able to bear what the result is going to happen to you. Please stop. And sometimes even though you are having vengeance, etc., you may be very bad in mood, etc. Somebody comes with a highly sattvic person and he comes, sits with you and he talks to you and very nicely, lovingly, then you relent. So Janameja relented. And he told the Rishi, let us stop. There are only 12 snakes left now in this universe. Let us allow them to stay. Leave it. And those 12 snakes are the forefathers of the present population of the snakes. You can mind. Tell me how wonderful it is. So the day, the tithi that was happening, this snake sacrifice was happening in Shravan month. So Shravan month is a great month for Lord Shiva, you all know that. So people take kavadi to Lord Shiva. So that month, one of the tithis, on 5th night, this happened. So it is called Naga Panchami. So Naga Panchami is a tithi and it comes on somewhat in July, August month it comes, and in English. And on that day, the snake sacrifice was stopped. The snakes were saved and they were worshipped. Their place in the ecology was understood. And then they were given the due respect and honor. So a celebration has been started from that day. So all over India and Hindus especially, you will find even Buddhists and Jains, they all believe in the snake's god and goddesses. So they worship on Naga Panchami day. So it's a wonderful day. So this is the story of the Naga Panchami. Now I'm coming to Vasuki. Vasuki, as I told you, second brother, of Adisesha. And then when Shiva and Brahma and Vishnu were sitting, and Devatas were talking to them about the what to do because of the asuras are always coming, the demons are coming and fighting with us. What to do? So there is one message came that there is a pot of nectar. If you drink the nectar, you become nectar like. That means you will not have any death. So, how to obtain that? See, even the Devatas who have done very good karma in the earth or on the earth, they only become Devatas. So, after a particular time span, when their karma phala is exhausted, one has to come down back. Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. Krishna says in the Gita. When the punya is over from the heavens, you have to come back to this martyaloka, to this earth. It is a karma bhumi. You have to exhaust your karma of give and take. Debit and credit is there. This karma has to be exhausted only on the earth, not in Devaloka. But then Devatas were greedy. They went and told, we want to have this nectar. But then the nectar is down below in the ocean. It won't be coming out on its own. It has to be taken out. So what to do? So the suggestion was that the ocean has to be churned. Many of the people, the modern people do not know how milk is churned, how a curd is churned. Many people, they have not seen the pot and the rope that is tied to the pot with a stick. And a churning stick is there. And you hold it and do like this. This churning, many of us have not seen. So recently I was talking about this churning. So they could not get the concept of that because they have not seen that instrument. That is not used anywhere, you see. Nowadays, if you want even a curd, you have a curdomatic machine. You want butter, there is a machine. So machine is doing everything. So in those days, even today, in villages and houses, they all do this churning. I have seen in our houses also in days, the churning is done. So even for fun, we used to go and sit and do the churning. So the churning has to be done of the ocean. Then, what would be the churning stick? Lord Shiva looked around. Who can come forward to say, I will be the churning stick? Because churning stick means lot of trouble is there. So you must be able to bear the sufferings. You are going to be moved with a rope here and there. So you must be ready for the suffering. Which mountain can offer their service? Lord Shiva asked. All the mountains were keeping silent, including Himalayas. One mountain came up, raised his hand. That was Mandara mountain. It's called Mandara Parvat. Mandara Parvat stood and said, Oh Lord Shiva, by your grace, I can suffer any type of sufferings, doesn't matter. Your grace is on me. That's why they say, if you can see the Mandara mountain, if you can think of Mandara mountain, then you are going to see, yes, Maharaj? If you can, you are remembering as if Lord Shiva himself. So Mandara has got a great tradition of great honor, being one with the Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was extremely pleased. Okay, you will be the Mandara. You are going to be the stick for turning. Okay, I allow you. And Lord Shiva's compassion flow to that Mandara mountain. Mandara mountain is ready. Stick is ready. But then there is a rope. Where is the rope? Who is going to be the rope? Who has got the power to withstand the pull of one side Devatas, another side Asuras? Who can be? Ordinary ropes done by coconut, it cannot stand that. The pull will be terrible. whole huge force of devatas will be pulling it one side, another side the asuras. To stand that pull itself, you require tremendous energy. And there enters Vasuki. Vasuki gets up and tells all the devatas, I shall be the rope. We shall proceed further next week about the story of Vasuki. Om Kripam Kuru Mahadevi Suteshu Pranateshu Cha Charanasrayadanena Kripamayi Namostute. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.